Hey guys, how's it going, eh? Todd the Cheap Drums Guy, coming to you from a very crisp fall morning in beautiful northern Michigan. I just set up, it's the end of the week, so it's time to change the kits around a little bit. And I was reminded of a story by taking the dogs out this morning. They had to use do their morning constitutional. And it reminded me of a story. And I had remembered that in my opening video that I would tell some stories now and again, and I only told one, and I've had a few videos since then, and I haven't offered any more. And by watching the dogs this morning, it reminded me of one. So instead of doing some kind of stupid drum video, let me just tell you another story, because you got nothing better to do, evidently. So at time of war, it's kind of hard to go to the bathroom. And when, like Desert Storm, when you're rolling, when we got the message to go early in the morning, you go and you keep going and you keep going, and you have to find creative ways to go to the bathroom, because you just can't pull your tank over and get out and do your business and then hop back in and try to catch up. It doesn't work that way. You keep rolling. So if you have to go number one, you carry a jug, and you relieve yourself from the jug, and gets to the point where that jug gets too full, you off the side of the tank. I mean, it's the Middle East. Everybody, the Arabs litter like you wouldn't believe, so what's a little bit extra from us? Number two is a little bit more challenging. We would keep a rations box in the tank, and if it came down to that, you just locked the throttle on the tank. Like for me, since I was driving an AVLB bridge launcher tank, M60 series, and you just lock the throttle, lift yourself up, drop your drawers with the box on your seat, and do your business, and off the box goes. Rarely we got to stop, and my tank commander had been brewing coffee in his percolator on his hospital stove the whole time. I mean, you didn't sleep. It was only a 100-hour war, but I'd say we probably got 5 hours of sleep during that whole time. I mean, we were just exhausted. And after all that coffee, it was building up. And a lot of people have one cup of coffee and they've got to go. We've had probably several pots. We've filled our piss jugs and off the side of the tank they went. But it came time for something else. And there was no stopping it, and we didn't have another box. So luckily, since the M1 tanks we were following are very fuel hungry, we saw the fuelers pass us by, and the fueler set up, spaced about 100 meters apart in a big line, and the vehicle start lining up to fuel up real quick. And I'm like, well, it's going to be a little bit before they get to us, so this gives me the opportunity. So again, I said I was in a M60 series AVLB, which is Armored Vehicle Launch Bridge. It's essentially, you take a tank, take the turret off the tank, put a plate with two hatches there, a bunch of hydraulic crap on top, and a support beam in the back, and it holds a scissored 63-foot aluminum and steel bridge. And you pull up to like there's a bridge out somewhere. I drive up to the bridge, I deploy the hydraulics, and it would lift the bridge off the back of the tank. Then it would scissor it out over the gap. Then we disconnect from it and then roll over the bridge, and everybody rolls over after us, and then at the end we could turn around, hook back up from the other side, pick it back up, and fold it back onto the tank and go. It's a big bridge. It's got the roadway sections on each side, and in the center it's kind of open with just like the reinforcement girders and whatnot, and there's a big hydraulic cylinder. It's so big, in fact, it actually hung off the tank, off the back, about 8 to 10 feet, which was kind of a cool little spot in a way. You get out of the sun and out of the rain or whatever back there if you like. Man, it kept you well protected as you were in the tank as well. But anyways, I also learned of its use during wartime. So again, like I said, we had to stop, and I had plenty of time to relieve myself. So I'm like, talk to my tank commander. It's like, I'm going upstairs to the bathroom. And he goes, okay, so you always got to let them know where you're going. So I got a shovel out of the toolbox off the side of the tank, walked around, looked up at the bridge above me in the back, and took note of where the hydraulic cylinder was sitting. So I dug a hole right there. You know, I'm not just going to leave waste just laying around for anybody to walk in it. So I dug a hole, put my shovel back, climbed up onto the tank, and then climbed up through the girder system on the in the center of the bridge, walked on top of the bridge to the back, got down on the hydraulic cylinder, pulled all my skivvies down, my pants and whatnot, and decided, yeah, this is going to be a lovely place to go. So I'm sitting there doing my thing, and luckily the hole was in the right spot, and I'm going, and it's kind of a peaceful moment with the flyers kind of glowing all around. It was kind of like you're sitting by a fireplace, you know, and it's quite relaxing actually. And then I hear voices. Oh well, you know, someone's just taking a walk, you know, just to work the kinks out of their legs. And they get coming closer, and you know, no biggie still. And their conversation was kind of loud, and I could tell by what they were talking and how they were talking. There were two young officers, probably, you know, lieutenants or captains, or maybe even a major in there, who knows. But they were getting closer. I'm like, oh boy. And my tank commander hollers back. He goes, "You hear that, right?" I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "Just watch it." And I'm sitting there, and one of them kicked something. And I'm looking down, and whatever they had kicked, probably an old rusty tin can or something, but it went directly across my hole beneath me. Uh-oh. And I'm at that point, I'm just ready to go again, just to finish up. And I'm like, please don't do it. Please don't do it. Please don't do it. And I look down, and just as I go, there's those two guys right beneath me. And they just step gingerly over the hole as they're going. And as they were right there at the hole, I let go. And I'm watching this in slow motion. Had they been 6 inches either way, either one of them, I probably would have hit them. But as they're walking, it goes right directly between them, right in the hole. He shoots, he scores. And I just stood there dumbfounded at the stupidity of what just happened. My tank commander, "Did you get the target?" Negative impact. And he goes, "Lucky." And I said, "Yep," because he was on the side of the tank, and he saw that they were walking back there. And I don't know why he didn't say, "Gentlemen, you need to don't walk exactly behind the tank, because you know what's going on." But anyways, that's how I almost defecated on 2 Army officers during the war. And who knows what that trial would have ended up like. But one more for you too. You get 2 number 2s for the price of 1 in this video. So after that, we started rolling again, and we're rolling again. And the next day, after all that coffee, gotta go again. Now, our M60 series AVLB is a big, huge tank. I mean, it is big. And a lot of people in these other units, because we were deployed there from Germany. We were based in Germany at the time, West Germany at the time. And it wasn't one big, huge post. It was a bunch of little posts scattered all over the country. And so these guys never saw my stuff before. So, you know, after a pullover, the guys come, you know, "Oh my God, look at the size of, what is this thing?" And my tank commander would give them a little tour and tell them what it is. And I really had to go. I didn't want to go up in the bridge again, because the last time I was a little skittish from last time. And I didn't want to just go to the next to the tank because everybody was milling about. So off over here to the left, there was a M113 Band-Aid track, we call it. It's an armored personnel carrier with the big white panel and the red cross. It was medics. And the track commander was up in the hatch. So I grab my shovel and I walk over to him, pound on the track side, and he goes, I'm like, "Hey Sarge, I have to go to the bathroom. I'm going to do it right here if you don't mind." And he goes, "No, cool." He goes, "We're not moving anywhere." So, and he saw me walk over from the tank, so he figured that's probably what I was going to do anyways. So, dug a little hole right next to his track, dropped my trousers, dropped my drawers, and I lean up against the track and I'm kind of squatting. And I'm like, do it again, right? So I'm sitting there doing my business. And on the back ramp of the armored personnel carrier, there's also a door that opens. So I hear the door open and lock shut, no biggie. And I hear somebody come out through the door in the back. I'm like, okay, I really don't want an audience. But, so I'm sitting there, and from around behind the track comes one of the medics. And it's a rather cute blonde medic. And I'm like, okay, hi, you've caught me with my pants down. And she goes, well, same thing over here too. So she grabs my shovel, that was on my right side. 3 feet away from me, she digs her own little hole. And drops her trousers, pulls her panties down, and leans up against the track, such same way I am. And she goes about her business. And here we are, her and I, this beautiful medic, sharing a lovely little moment at the loo. No small talk, no conversation whatsoever, no newspaper, no nothing. She finishes her business, and I said, I'll take care of it. And I finished my business, take the shovel, I bury both holes, and I proceed to go back to my tank after my lovely little spa day. And told my tank commander about it, and he thought that was kind of funny. And he goes, it doesn't matter anyways, Soldiers are soldiers. It doesn't matter if your plumbing is on the inside or plumbing is on the outside. And you all got to do the same thing as everyone else does. So, but anyways, I just thought I'd throw in a little extra story because I promised stories and I haven't delivered. So now you got 2 number 2s for the price of 1. And I'm Todd, the cheap drums guy. And going to spend a little time on my Sound Percussion Labs kit. So have a good day, people.